Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to machine a double offset cabriole leg, start to finish. Not going to give you many details of actually what I've laid out, but what I will do is post on the web a link, and then you can get a drawing of how it's laid out, and then follow this machining process. So we'll kick on a bit. Wind the revs up. Little flat there that I need to take off. Simple shape. That's going to come off of its true centre at that end and onto its offset. Move the rest back. Lock it down, make sure everything's solid. And we'll start the second part. We're going to machine this end first. Let's go. So this is going to be the back part of the leg, machining in. This gouge, roughing gouge, will only take you so far down. It won't fit into a tight curve, so we'll move on to the bowl gouging a little bit. Just light cut. And you see there's a cut around there and around there. We don't want them two to come together. pencil. We're just going to highlight where I've machined the edge of it, just there, and on the other side. What we don't want is that cut and that cut to come together. Machine a little bit more and roughly to that point bring those in, and then we'll stop. A little bit of machining on that side. So we're just about at that point, a little bit more, just tidy up. So you see those points aren't coming together, with a cut coming around like so on that side. Like so on that side, maybe in there 3/4 of an inch left between that point and that point. Just on this end we'll do just to extend that beading cut a little bit. And what it'll leave is it'll leave a little bit of a lip where we're coming from a true centres turning to offset turning, so we just need to tidy that up. Just use the edge of the skew, it just helps with the sanding up later on. Just get rid of that. That's that done. So machine the back, done a little bit of turning on that side, and now what we're going to do is put this end back onto its true centre and this end onto its offset. Adjust the rest again. So what we're happening there, I'm using a step drive, and if I get a little bit heavy with the cut, it'll just stop it. It's quite safe when you're using the step that it loses drive like that. So we're machining the front part of the leg now, and it's exactly the same as that cut. All we've done is reverse the direction, so we're working from that side in this time. And again, we've got that cut developing on either side, and we don't want them two cuts to come together, but we do want it to be narrower than that, because that is actually going to be the toe of the leg. We'll do a little bit more with a roughing gouge. Roughing it out, starting to get the narrowing in that part. Use a pencil to highlight those cuts. It's from there to there. Want it narrow. We don't want that being wider than the part we left up here. It's like looking at your actual leg. That's the top of your leg, so that's going to be heavier than your ankle part. Getting there nice and steady. Now I've got to use the bowl gouge. If you look at what's happening now, is that roughing gouge can only fit in to a certain diameter of curve. Because I need to tighten that up, I've got to use a bowl gouge, which will automatically enable me to really tighten or loosen that curve as I want. Now the curve of the cut is actually coming from this bottom wing, not the top or the point. It's actually coming at that point. That is where it's machining and taking off the timber. So it's a completely safe cut.